baseball all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Beastas. Supposed to be our fan with all the tanks and danks. On my left, Lily.
I never knew I needed a boxing mantis shrimp, but I needed a boxing mantis shrimp.
With milk blood. On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, choke people on the threes and fours, Kronos.
So I'm pretty sure our insurance premium, our health insurance premiums next year are going to go down, right? That's the deal.
If John Wick allows it.
Yeah, that's the deal.
No one allows it.
Blue is out drinking angel piss with the in the vineyards for a happy anniversary, I think, to him and the sweetness. Old Ninja's being old somewhere.
It's not their anniversary.
Oh, it's not?
Oh, their anniversary is in August.
Oh shit, you're right. Damn it, I went to their wedding too.
Yeah, I was about to say we're all there.
It was her birthday, right?
I don't know. Maybe it's a birthday.
Birthday something.
She seems like she was born in December. I don't know what that means. Go. So,
it was very specific though.
Yeah, Mercury's in retrograde or some shit when she was born. I don't, crystal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Asparagus. Yeah. I'm an asparagus, so we're good.
Burn some sage or something.
Lily wins the sweater competition that we were having. So I hope everybody can see.
Like the Halloween contest.
Why don't you describe it for those who are audio only?
It's a black and white checkered, like knitted sweater with Ghostface on the front.
Very good. Not Ghostface Killer.
No. Just Ghostface.
The other
it's the Scream guy, right?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be so for real, I've only ever seen the first one, and it was 90% for like 20-year-old Matthew Lillard. So like,
I think it's the first time we had a cat asshole on the podcast.
It's not. Because every time I get on, my cat, or one of my cats, now there's two, always flashes somebody.
Oh shit.
Have you watched Hackers?
No.
Oh, well, Matthew Lillard's in it. He's like, pretty funny character. A serial killer.
Yep.
He plays a lot of serial killers. Isn't that like his third serial killer?
No, it's his handle. Serial is in like, it's his handle. He's a hacker, and his name is Serial Killer, like as in like the actual cereal, not the one with the S.
Oh.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Also, you get a boob flash from Angelina Jolie for some reason in the movie.
Oh, that's already a win. It's already bumped it up a couple grades.
Yeah, this is like, I don't want to say in her prime, but,
Is this before or after Brad Pitt?
Well before. This is like she was dating Johnny Lee Miller, who's also in the movie. That's his name, right? Johnny
Something
Lee
like
Miller.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
This is also before her real like household name level fame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's on the come up in terms of her popularity, like universally at this time.
Honestly, I loved her in Girl Interrupted.
Yeah, I was gonna say this Girl Interrupted. There's a couple other really good ones that she was in.
Tomb Raider.
But yeah, this is well before Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of mad that I didn't get my triangle tits, but okay.
I'm not complaining. You got the silver suit thing, whatever. All right.
Yeah, let's jump on in. I thought Old Ninja was going to join us, but
he said he'll be here in a little bit. Regardless. Yeah. He said he'll be here in a little bit. First in the chat. Sorry. I'm just going to do the normal thing.
Yeah.
First in the chat is Warrior Fella. Good to see you again, fam. And listener of the week would be, give me a second, I had something else pulled up. I had to go back 7 years in the podcast to delete something. Current Vibes. Thank you very much for listening. We appreciate it. I guess we are your current vibes right now.
I love it. What a goddamn week.
Yeah.
I mean, we could start multiple different ways, super serious or super fun and anime. Like, what would you, actually, Lily, your choice. What do you want to start with?
Can we please talk about the incredibly Italian Luigi is it Mangione? Oh my! Is Mario gonna start hopping out of the sewers and killing other CEOs?
Mamma mia.
Like, did somebody
Yeah.
like, you know, when you die so many times in a Mario game and you suddenly are allowed to play as Luigi? How many Marios had to die for Luigi to pop up and like what?
We gotta unpack this because there's like so many different layers to this.
God.
First, I will say that the interwebs are cruel and funny and hilarious at the same time in terms of this man is getting all the love from the interwebs. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you
Oh,
know, honestly, this is like one of those cases where I'll just say, because I'm not in the jury right now. I will never be on this jury, but there's a thing called jury nullification. Everybody
Mhm.
look it up, especially for in the area. If you want the guy to go free, you can. So you can do that. That's the power of a jury. But yeah, he's getting a special treatment from the internet, and I think you know what's crazy about this is that it's given a certain section of our society to really come together. Well, I gotta sneeze.
bless you.
Class, and they realize, oh, my camera followed me for that sneeze. That was
I was
pointless
gonna say, I
for me
love
to
how
do
you
that.
took it away and it followed.
Yeah, he's like, we'll do this embarrassing thing on whatever. It's good to see people on the left and the right realize that the common enemy is corporate greed, and this is the sad. I mean, let me just get this out of the way. All right, a human being lost his life. All right, that's terrible. However, and you know, like what United Healthcare really stood for was more than about a third of the denial rate for their claimants, and that's literally people fucking dying to up a corporate profit margin. That's literally what it means. Because if you look at United Healthcare's profit margin, it's incredibly high. And if you look at their denial rate, that's also incredibly high. So they're just pocketing the money that they're getting paid by the people that they should be, you know, insuring and giving them proper coverage. And they have like some shitty AI that has a 90% error rate, and they don't really care because, you know, most people when they get denied something, they just pay it. Like they don't put in for it. Like usually I'll tell them to go back and like fix it, but most people don't have time for that, and they know that. And people, you know, how many stories you heard of people that were denied basic health care, you know, that they already paid into, like had to get sent home, you know, while they had cancer or, you know, had some fucked up procedure that went wrong, and they're denied coverage, like to get it fixed, stuff like that. Like these are very common issues.
Correct. The other thing is, people never believe me on this, and that's fine. You can look it up for yourself. But the U.S. does not have the greatest record when it comes to healthcare outcomes, nor the bang for your buck in terms of the return on investment. It's much more expensive than pretty much all of the Western world. And our infant mortality rate and rates of life expectancy and all kinds of other metrics, we are woefully mid in those categories as a country.
It's not even just
was-
go ahead.
Sorry, that was actually a part of Luigi's manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
Was he had like gone on like a little mini tangent about how we are the most expensive, or we have the most expensive healthcare in the world, but we are the 42nd
Mm-hmm.
in life expectancy.
Yep.
And it's gone down in recent years in terms of we're living shorter lives than like the boomers.
Yeah, and if you look at like birth rates, we're behind Lebanon. We're behind Lebanon. We're 34th for birth expectancy rates, like the life expectancy rates at birth. That's crazy. That is crazy. And that's not to like, you know, poo poo on like Lebanon. I'm not trying to like degrade Lebanon, but I know Lebanese people do not put in the amount of fucking money that we put into for our healthcare, and they're getting a higher expected like life expectancy at birth. That's insane.
And I know we're gonna keep digging on this, but the other thing is in terms of infant and mother health and mortality rate, it's even worse for African American women.
Yep.
Like it's absolutely atrocious compared to white, Latina, Asian, all types of other ethnicities. And one of the best examples, because money doesn't even necessarily negate it, was both Beyonce and Serena Williams nearly losing their lives in their pregnancy, despite their money and fame and all of that. So,
because that stuff is written, like the racism is written into like, textbooks for doctors. So, and this is proven, and it's still that stuff to this day. Actually, maybe not to this, probably to this day, or at least until like very recently. Like many doctors believe that black folks in general were more pain tolerant than white people. So, and what that means is that you get less, drugs that you need to like tamp down pain, like opiates and shit like that. And they don't take seriously enough of black pain. And if you're in birth, you're in extreme pain. And if you don't believe in the amount of pain that you're in, and something's really going wrong, and they're not checking on it, then shit goes wrong. And people, women can die and the babies can die. But it's the lack of care and concern for people that have darker skin in America. And this is not like refutable. These are fucking facts.
Mm-hmm. No, very much so. And in a weird, perverse way, it's actually been beneficial from the standpoint of the fentanyl and opioid epidemic of late, in terms of, we're not prescribed a whole bunch of these things because of what Chronos just described, and we're under prescribed as a whole. But we also have far less addiction to some of the whole things of OxyContin and some of the other items that have really plagued this country. But no matter what, I mean, when you're in pain, you should get the appropriate medical care. But Luigi is he's getting a lot of love. We got to go back to him. He's getting a lot of love. Like,
even before he was caught.
Yeah,
I think
it
was NYPD was like, dude, this guy was a trained assassin. He had a silencer. They were borderline glazing this man. And they were just like, stop. It was like, oh yeah, he stopped to hit on a chick. Like, he stopped in the middle of getting away on his city bike.
Yeah.
To hit on somebody.
He's like, he's got that
just keep going.
He's got that new murder Riz,
Yeah.
It's like, yo, check it out.
What was it? Not Tom. Starts with a T.
Tito?
No, he was a serial killer.
Oh, I don't know.
Plenty of those.
Yeah.
He was like the most one of the most prolific ones, and he was hot.
Bundy? Ted Bundy?
Ted Bundy. He's like, they 100% were just like, this man is very attractive. Like, I'm sorry, but do you know how much charisma you have to have for everybody who's like, okay, we found the guy, and the only pictures you can find is of him being ripped in the jungle.
Yeah.
You found a professional headshot and him being ripped in the jungle. I feel like this is the image that you're trying to paint of somebody who murdered somebody.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I have to be honest, like the way they caught him and the things that they supposedly said that they found on him, I'm not buying it. I'm just saying, I'm gonna keep the Luigi fucking I guess pretend version of him where he didn't keep the firearm on him that he used to kill the guy, and he didn't have the manifesto on him, and he didn't have like all these other. It was basically like an orgy of evidence on his body. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. The guy got away scot clean, and he kept all of it on him, but he left a bag full of Monopoly money. Like, he kept all of his fake IDs on him. Like, that don't make no fucking sense to me. So,
no, I'm 1,000% with you. I will also say this: the internet sleuths are notorious for this. Those eyebrows are not the same eyebrows. I'm gonna just say.
I mean, he is Italian though, right? So, hey, he got the facial hair.
Yeah, I mean, let's be very clear. This is a unibrow type of Italian, spicy kind of, he's got it going all the way across in his like arresting mugshot photos. But
a week before,
those are not the eyebrows we saw underneath that mask. I'm telling you that right now. You can talk to whoever else you want to in the world, but I was not born yesterday. You cannot grow a unibrow in a few days or a few hours. But that's not how it works.
It looked like he had his eyebrows waxed. So,
so
that doesn't grow back in like less than a week. So,
The guy that supposedly, or not only supposedly, but the guy that like called the police, like, hey, this guy looks, similar. Supposedly, I don't know if this is for like true or not, but what I've read and what I've seen is that he called for, because there was a reward out for him, right?
Yep.
There was a reward for like
Call the
a
right
tip.
number.
And so he called 911, and because he didn't call the tip line, and he called 911 instead, he doesn't get the reward money.
He gets what he deserves. He gets what he deserves. Just saying.
Yeah.
Right?
The other thing, not only that, but they caught this Luigi in a McDonald's or whatever. So this is a McDonald's staff.
That's another thing. Like, why the fuck would be at
McRib.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
He made it all the way out of the city, scot free. He like covered all his tracks, and then they found him at a McDonald's in what, Pennsylvania or some shit. Like
Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Houseway.
Most McDonald's have a goddamn drive-through. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? You need to
Okay,
be laying low. You
The
know,
McRib is back. You got to sit down to enjoy the McRib.
You can enjoy the McRib at McHome.
yeah,
Or the McSafe House. I'm just saying.
on the McRun.
Yeah.
exactly.
All the way down to the McMexico. I'm just saying.
But yeah, the whole thing of not the snitch. The snitch is also, you talk about being public enemy number one. The snitch is
Yeah.
not well loved on these interwebs.
I feel bad for the snitch. They were just trying to get their money. So yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I hate to put this out there, but you know how the internet works. Doxing is a thing, and the snitch really needs to be laying low.
He's old as fuck. I don't think he does know how the internet works.
You might be right. You might be.
Oh, it was an older guy?
Yeah, it was like a super old dude.
Oh, now I feel even worse. Like that guy's just literally trying to get out of fucking working at McDonald's.
Yeah,
Because he's old as fuck. Like,
yeah.
There was
But he
rumors
fucked up.
about he ended up losing his job. Like he had to quit because people just started showing up at work. Like you outed exactly which. I'm sorry, it's Altoona. How many McDonald's do you think are going to be in Altoona?
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
like 3, but they're fucking everywhere.
But you essentially what the internet has done, and I'm not blaming the internet at all. I kind of respect them on this in a lot of ways, but they've basically created an American version of V for Vendetta, but he gets caught in a McDonald's by a snitch. Like, this is the wildest story. I wanted the manhunt to go on a little bit longer. I wanted to see some fake out stuff, some Scooby Dooing, but McDonald's and a snitch got in the way. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Dude, I find it kind of funny that the day after, not even the day after, but the week of that CEO being, assassinated, the snack wrap came back.
The what
It
came
is
back? The
definitely
snack
like-
wrap?
Yeah.
the one from McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Like, same week, the McRib came back, even though it came back before the assassination. But the snack wrap came back right afterwards. And it is a 100% meme at this point.
It is.
That is plastered on my For You page on TikTok of everybody being like, yeah, we're just going to keep raising the prices. And then, like, a gunshot in the background and be like, so the snack wrap is back.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna lower our rates.
And it's already had repercussions, positive repercussions, because literally that same day, the word got out that Anthem was going to possibly deny anesthesia coverage for surgeries that go over a certain amount of time.
Yep.
Oh my god, that
And-
was real?
Yeah, that was
Yes.
real, totally real. And so they heard that guy got shot, and they were like, you know what, we cannot do that. So they did a 180.
It's like, it is serious, but it's so serious that
That
it's
is
become fun.
Yeah.
Two other quick things though. Number one, this was at like 8 a.m. in the morning in New York or whatever, where he got shot and killed. They
7.
still allegedly had that board meeting.
The board meeting was
God
at 8.
damn,
Shot
yeah.
at 7:20.
Dude,
Do
the
you know
corporate
how
machine goes on.
fucked up of a greedy bastard you got to be
Yeah.
to have the CEO literally bleeding out, the blood still on the floor right outside and be like, you know what? The PE ratio and the stock price, and
They don't
what are we
give a
going to do?
fuck.
He was pronounced dead at 7:22, I believe, and they held the meeting on time at 8:00 sharp.
Yeah, they don't give up. They don't give a like. They don't. They're not. This is the thing when you start making like. This is what I've realized. You know, I used to aspire to making like to being like super wealthy. I don't aspire to that shit anymore. Like I just want to be able to like be comfortable because what I realize is like once you get over a certain amount of like certain amount of pay or a certain amount of like wealth, like you have to fuck somebody else over. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be a fucking billionaire without fucking somebody over. You can't. It's literally fucking impossible. Like
Yeah.
you have to, you know, wage theft. You have to be in some shady fucking business. You have to have something that, you know, is fucking somebody over. Like look at all of the top CEOs out, all the top, you know, billionaires out there. They all have businesses that are built upon like really exploiting people. Yeah. And Elon Musk is at the fucking tippy top. Like where the fuck do you think he's getting his batteries from?
Yep.
I will say, no one said shit to Arizona Tea.
Yeah, because they kept the price right, and that guy, he's fine.
Shit to Arizona Tea,
yep.
And no one said shit to Costco.
Nope.
Because what happened when they tried to raise the rate at Costco's? The old CEO threatened to kill the new CEO.
Literally, yeah. Yeah, and that's reasonable. Like, don't get me wrong. I think being a millionaire is fine. Like, you could become a millionaire and still have some, you know, relative morals. But once you get in like the B billions, like there's no way, literally no way that you're not fucking somebody over.
Also, and you're 100% right, but when is enough enough? Like the greed thing is just there's a reason why it's one of those like 7 deadly sins kind of thing. It takes over you. Like you don't have to be this selfish and be the gorilla hoarding this many bananas. You know what I mean? Like,
like what are you gonna do with all that? You know?
Yeah.
If you look at a study of like studying apes and anything, and you see that happening, scientists will study that one ape to figure out why it's hoarding everything. But when we do it, let's put him on the cover of Forbes.
Yeah.
Let's give him status. Let's make everybody think he's the new Batman until we realize what he is. Elon Musk.
Yeah. None of them are Batman. That's the other thing.
No.
You could have been Batman. You could have been Tony Stark. You're not.
Also, in like a perfect world, there's a reason why all these superheroes work.
There we go. Here goes old Angel.
Right. Because in a perfect world, be shaming and like brutalizing. What's the word I'm looking for?
We can't see old Angel. Oh, there we go. Vigilantes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still loading.
I can see you now, and we can hear you. So hello.
I just booted, so it's taking a moment.
All good. Yeah, 100% agree. Like
blue.
Yeah. He's out at he's drinking angel piss, which is also known as Malvasia Bianca from Sterling Vineyards. So if you're ever up in Napa in that area, go to Sterling Vineyards, get it's a white wine called Malvasia Bianca, also known as angel piss. It's one of the best wines I've ever had in my entire goddamn life, and it's pretty fucking cheap too. It's like $35.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's not worth it. We're good.
And it's nothing like drinking Four Locos at a Napa Auto Park.
No, definitely not. That is opposite. No. I think that's a demon drink. That's demon piss right there.
03 and 04 was a wild time for me, man. I was living the classy life, you know, brown bottling it, you know.
Yeah, you're like fucking hyper as shit and also crying because you're depressed, but you know, it's all good.
Man, learning to walk was crazy.
Four Loco.
Anyway, like it's so funny, like bringing up Elon Musk because that dude is out here and they created like the Department of Government Efficiency, even though there already is literally a department for like a congressional oversight for like for spending. Like it already exists, so they're already like doubling down, I guess, on this bullshit. And there's 2 of them, so it's already like also kind of stupid. But also, I have no idea. Well, I do have an idea. It literally should not be possible for Elon Musk specifically to hold a job for making the government more efficient because he holds multiple contracts with the government. And guess what? He ain't going to fucking cut none of his contracts. No, is he? What he's going to do is he's going to cut contracts with all the people that are his fucking competitors. And this is an obvious conflict of interest. But they're just going to let it keep on rolling because you know what? He makes a whole bunch of money, but a lot of his money is from government subsidies. Like if you look at when he complains about poor people getting, Social Security and like all these other things, this motherfucker has taken so much government money. He's taken way more government money than any poor person could possibly have taken. He's taken millions, if not billions of dollars from the U.S. government to make his businesses thrive. So he can go fuck himself. Y'all know me. I'm on the train of go fuck Elon Musk.
Hey man, it's kind of hard to fuck yourself when you're a part of the itty bitty dicky committee.
I mean, he's got like 11 kids, some shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's another issue I have with this dude talking about being accountable for shit. It's like you tell me you're accountable for all your 11 kids. I barely ever see one of them with you. You know what I mean? You got 11 of them. Like what the fuck?
All that money, you can't buy a rubber.
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to.
No, he doesn't. He wants more white people to have more kids. That's like his thing.
Or he thought that doubling it up actually works instead of negating.
He just wants to keep having more. I'm just like, no, we don't need more Elon Musk. I don't need more kids that are born with wealthy fathers, and they don't do anything of. He's doing stuff of worth. He's buying companies that are worth something. He helped create SpaceX, which is sort of good, but again, that's heavily government subsidized. Tesla, he didn't create. Again, it's two other guys that did it. He just pushed them out. Twitter, he destroyed. I expect what has been done to Twitter will happen to the U.S. government if he gets his way. So, because you can't just cut all these programs. Like he talked about cutting $2 billion out of the government budget. That's literally fucking impossible. Well, I don't want to say it's literally impossible. You can do it, but like the only way you can really do it is by cutting Social Security, VA benefits, and Medicare and Medicaid. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
wasn't McMahon also appointed to some point or some part?
Linda McMahon she's the Department of Education secretary, which wrestling and
education.
Linda McMahon, his wife. Yeah, so it's like her education is like that makes sense to somebody who smoked a whole lot of crack. Maybe I'm sorry, smoked a whole lot of cocaine, so they'll do less jail time with the cocaine.
Dude, they have enough money to have the classy drugs. Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
I don't know. Tell that to Hunter Biden. He's a crackhead and
he got pardoned
from a rich family.
Yeah, he got pardoned.
Is it most of the Ivy League surrounded in like cocaine and fent and everything else on their college campuses? I mean,
cocaine is the rich man's crack.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to be very, very clear. I'm not just calling Hunter Biden a crackhead for nothing. There's video of him
smoking crack,
actual crack.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? That's like the dumbest shit to me. Who the fuck's recording themselves doing this shit? Who's like, damn, I got all this fresh pack for my dealer. This will make a hit on Instagram.
I mean,
like,
you want to know who smoked crack on and filmed it was the mayor of DC back in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
then
the guy in Canada
guy who started DeLorean.
Oh yeah. But there's also the guy in Canada. He was doing all kinds of shit too, which he's still like one of the mayors in Canada. It's like something Ford.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember him.
He was doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Whenever I hear the words "I used to smoke crack," it makes me think of John Mulaney. That I used to smoke crack. And every time it just makes me laugh now. Also, side note, if my power goes out, I might have to cut off. There is a current snowstorm going on, and every once in a while, I just hear shit battering my windows.
Oh, okay.
Understood.
So, just a heads up, I may just all of a sudden drop.
No worries.
I mean, you're on a cell phone though, right?
I mean, yeah, but I also have stuff to do tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want
you got to
drain
conserve
my
that battery.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I get it. Oh man. Old Ninja, I know you joined us a little late. Any thoughts on Mario's brother?
Mario's brother. Goddamn.
Luigi. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I figured that most of the podcast would be about this guy. I mean, I haven't gone too deep. I mean, there's a bunch of memes and stuff, but there's a bunch of stuff online that's just kind of crazy. He's being celebrated for murder.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's very weird because a lot of people, specifically Fox News, is condemning him because murder is wrong. However, I seem to remember back in 2020, there was this kid
Yep.
who drove about 30, 40 minutes to another town, and he murdered someone, and he was celebrated.
Didn't he?
killing
I
someone.
think he murdered 2 people, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, it was two. He was like a was he teenager then, or
He was
Yeah.
a teenager.
Yeah.
So he was like 19 at the time, and this man, he's a man now. It's been 4 years, so I guess so. His name, I believe, is Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yep.
He went over there and just shot up people, and he was celebrated. They're literally trying to find him a wife because he killed people, and they cheered when he was acquitted, and now people were cheering when this guy killed a billionaire CEO, talking about he had a wife and a family and all this. And da, 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 da. I mean, a lot of people kind of do. And I understand the discourse because healthcare in America has fucked over a lot of people. And it obviously fucked over this kid or this man. I know there were some issues about him being denied. I think either he had back surgery and was denied a follow up, or his surgery went awry. And if you know about this,
Yeah.
he, had,
Also, his
he
mom.
just turned 26, and he had surgery 2 years
Okay,
ago after
what
a skiing accident. And they denied because he had just gotten off of his parents' insurance, and they denied, I believe, pain medication for his partially botched back surgery from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the healthcare industry's fault, more specifically a surgeon, his team, and the hospital, and he was denied.
No, that's not. I wouldn't put it on the hospital and the doctor. Like,
Were they not the ones who committed?
Yes.
the
However, yeah, mistakes can be made by doctors. Okay, but the
Correct.
problem
yeah,
is,
100%.
but the problem is, like, if you trying to get it fixed and that's denied, that's the main problem. Because I mean, people are humans. Like you can fuck up. Like that shit happens. But if like you literally are denying this guy a claim to get it fixed, that's the bigger issue.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I didn't know the details. Like I said, I've been super deep dive. That's some of the stuff that I was hearing. I wasn't sure. I heard shit that this dude might be related to him. I don't know how fucking true that shit is. I don't know. But still, either way, it does suck being in severe pain with no way out and then being denied to fix what someone else fucked up on your behalf or on your body in this case. And the most, the most wealthy healthcare insurance organization denied this man.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, a lot of people understand his ire. I mean, there's a lot of people like children that have type 1 diabetes. Sometimes they're denied medication that could save their kid's life, and that's probably by this company.
Or they allow CEOs of like the companies that make insulin to just jack up the rates. So like no poor person can possibly afford this, and then kind of joke about it that they can just do this, and like these people are just, when you're fucking with somebody's life, like I don't think people understand, like there's this whole like fuck around and find out like mentality that America has, but this for like really minor things, all right? Like fuck around and find out, like if look at me wrong, blah 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 blah. These are like stupid things to like do, but like when your life is literally on the line, like that's the real fuck around and find out moment. Of like, me trying to, if I paid you money for medical care and then you deny me for medical care and I'm in pain, or my mom is in pain, or somebody I know is in pain, somebody that I love is in pain, or they die because, you wouldn't cover them, even though they've been paying you for years, decades, even, that becomes a serious issue. And I think that a lot of these companies they're kind of getting off for the longest time, kind of scot-free about it because it's hard to sue them, because they have all these billions of dollars because you gave them the fucking money, and they're protected. And like at some point, somebody's going to, do something that's bad like this. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah. Real quick though. I want to be really clear on this too. You can very logically, even though it's technically legal, also call that indirect murder, indirect harm, definitely violence. Like, we're condemning, violence and shooting. it's still violence if you are allowing people to purposely die and profit off their money and profit off of that death. Like,
I mean, I feel like that's what they've been doing already, you know, since the 80s.
Yeah, but it's just, we're oftentimes, especially in the media and whatnot, never told this directly as the appropriate way of viewing things. Like, you denying 80,000 people in a year
that paid you money.
Yeah, that paid you money, paid their premiums and whatnot, and just through no fault of their own had a medical condition, and you denying them their access to care, denying them their access to their prescription, denying their access to the surgery, whatever. And some of those 80,000 eventually die as a direct result. Well, guess who's really responsible for that? You know, it's not just something that happens and you shrug and say, oh, you know, if you really look at it, a lot of them were preventable deaths or preventable injuries and whatnot. And that is violence too.
I mean, I think a lot of people feel his pain because a lot of people are probably struggling with some kind of health care with themselves or with a loved one. And a lot of people are praising him because this man was worth billions, just to say no. And he made money. But basically, he made money by saying no.
You know what else? You know what else, though? And this is true. Immediately, like the same day, a ton of other major for-profit healthcare companies sure did change their websites where they say, see our leadership.
Yeah.
They scratched that shit off immediately. You talk about going into hiding. They used to show the whole executive team for Anthem, the whole executive team for, Molina and HealthNet and whatnot. A lot of those pages were changed the exact same day. So,
yeah, I know. And also some of the, even though it's probably already out there, some of the execs or their executive board, their names and addresses have been like redacted or the page is gone completely from their sites. So I'm just like, well, I mean, because to be honest, a lot of people may feel like this is their gateway to like do the same thing, and be celebrated. I mean, most people probably are not looking for some kind of celebration or some kind of recognition. What they want is some kind of payback, to be honest.
Well, the saddest thing is, though, and Kronos kind of alluded to this in terms of like right, left, or whatever, regardless of your political affiliation, the overwhelming majority of Americans believe that healthcare shouldn't cost as much. More people should have access to it. And, there are some really greedy bastards at the top.
Yeah.
That are,
of course.
Dude,
rich men love to keep their money. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, healthcare should not be a for-profit industry. Like, that's not too much to ask for. You should not be making money off of people's pain and suffering. Like it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like it should just be like, this is the cost. It shouldn't be like some exorbitant cost like in other countries. Yes, there's some things in here in America that are good, but it costs a fucking shitload. Like, and if you don't have insurance or if they deny it, and this is the problem. Like if something happens to you and you're in the hospital, say you're incapacitated and you get some procedure done to save your fucking life, and then you come out of it and you're fixed, or maybe you're not even fixed. Maybe you're just like kind of halfway fixed. And, you wake up and then all of a sudden it comes back that your insurance denied you coverage. What do? Now you're fucked up and you owe possibly hundreds or millions of dollars to, a hospital. Like, what are you going to do? Do you understand how desperate that would make you? Like, if you don't make, a certain amount of money, $1 million, that's basically... That doesn't even compute to you. That's non. Yep. You cannot pay that off like at all in your entire fucking lifetime. You can't pay it off. Yep. Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. That you can get something done to you when you even like you could, like I said, you could be incapacitated. You can't even say no, I'm just gonna die. Like they can just fix you up, and then all of a sudden you owe like up to or more than $1 million. Like what do you do about that?
And we're one of the few countries in the entire world where hundreds of thousands of people declare medical bankruptcy. Like, I can't afford these bills. I got to declare bankruptcy.
It's go on GoFundMe. Look at what most of the GoFundMes are for.
Yep.
Oh yeah, most of them are for people from accidents or funerals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The funeral industry is also fucked. That is so wild to me that funerals are so fucking expensive. Like, I'm sorry.
They're even cheap ones are expensive.
You are just profiting off of my grief, and your loved one would have wanted this. Well, I know my loved one, not you, and I can guarantee they don't want to put me into financial bankruptcy just to see them get lowered in a fancy box.
Yep.
Not do that.
No, I get it.
I'm sorry, but mahogany is not that much.
Oh, it is nowadays.
It is, yeah.
So.
Mm-mm.
And if I would have been spending $20,000 on a fancy box, it's going to be wood that you can't make boxes out of. I'm going to look for, like, Brazilian wood that you can't get up here in Michigan.
Wait, I'm sorry. A $20,000 box? Did you find a place with a discount or something?
Right?
Where'd you get that at?
That's the Black Friday discount.
I'd say
The Blackest Friday is the...
And that's only the Black Friday discount is only if they died of the bubonic plague or the Black Plague.
There we go.
Yeah, so I will say I'm sure most of you on the cast already knows. When you have someone pass and the responsibility falls upon you, there's a lot of things that require that you purchase things or buy things for them to, basically dispose of your loved one's body. So you have to pay whatever county they passed away in for a death certificate. They don't give it to you. You got to pay for it. Yep. In order for them to do whatever with their remains, you still have to pay for that as well. So if you want your family loved one cremated, you got to pay for that. If you want them buried, you have to pay for that. And then if you want them buried, you still got to pay for services. You got to pay a priest or pastor, the church themselves, and then like whatever kind of, I guess, what do they call them? Like an after funeral kind of like party or whatnot, or it's not a party. It's
funeral party.
Yeah.
It's the after funeral orgy. It's the after funeral orgy. That's what it is.
Yeah, but you still gotta pay for it. That costs money.
Yeah, I don't think that. Go ahead.
Sorry, I can't legally have my Viking funeral. Why the fuck can't I have that?
It's
illegal for me to have my Viking funeral. But you want to charge me $20,000 discounted for a box?
You want to go off into a boat and somebody fires an arrow into your body and you catch on fire?
Yeah. That's illegal.
Is that illegal in your state? I'm pretty sure in California you can do that.
No, it's illegal in the United States.
Yeah, I don't think you could do that here.
It's considered like disrespecting a corpse or something.
Just go to international waters. You're good.
Not even. Because most countries it's illegal. I think it's like Norway is like the only place where it's legal.
Just if you go to international waters, they're international for it's pretty much lawless. So you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Carnival Cruise, which is essentially just a booze cruise at that point. Carnival Cruise, just accidentally drop your cigarette off board.
Yeah.
Do that for me.
I feel like you could still do was it a funeral pyre for somebody? That's illegal.
I don't know about funeral pyres. I'm talking about a Viking funeral where they ship my body out on a wooden boat, shoot a flaming arrow onto it, and I combust into glorious flames.
It is the way to go.
It's the way to go.
Is it illegal in all 50 states?
Apparently, somebody in all caps is saying in Norway doesn't allow it anymore. That's a fucking shame. If Norway you can't do it, like what the fuck?
Norway.
I feel like that's. I'm pretty sure you can still kill whales in Norway, can't you? But you can't get a Viking funeral. Like what the fuck, man?
That's terrible.
But what you gotta do is you gotta kill a whale, stuff my body in that, and then set that on fire. Then it's legal.
Oh my god! Did you know there was like a whole thing like before there was before they really discovered oil was combustible, that whale blubber was like the thing. Like you would have whale oil was like the thing. And
it was.
Yeah, and so like it was just
multi-purpose.
Yeah, so like countries were going like gangbusters on like just murdering fucking whales like all over the place, and just that's how they get the oil. Yeah, that's crazy.
There's a term for it. It's called whaling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a period of time where whaling was super popular. That's also what most corsets were made out of was whale bones.
So Lilith, if you want to have a Viking funeral, you're gonna have to ship your body to Maine. So Maine considers a Viking funeral to be an open air cremation.
Mm.
It is conducted through nonprofits with at least 20 acres of space. So there you go. Oh,
I'm gonna be a crustaceans feast. Like,
let's see. What's this in Maine? I guess in Colorado, but where's it? I mean, I guess on the river.
That's weird.
Here, Crestone in Colorado is the only place in the U.S. with open air cremations that are legal. They can perform around 12 cremations a year. So as long as you're in that 12, there you go. Oh, and families can be involved in the process.
I will say, I'm saying it now. I want there to be a lobster roll on that boat now.
There you go.
Lobster rolls.
What?
For the culture. For the culture.
Yeah. You need a sandwich on your.
Dude, I love lobster rolls. I love lobster rolls. But if I have to go to Maine, I'm gonna have a lobster roll on my boat.
Oh, so you can either go to Maine or Crestone, Colorado. So there you can have a Viking funeral there, and it's legal.
In a lake, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
I care way more about lobster rolls than I do weed.
I love it.
But also, you'd be dead, so there'd be that.
Yeah,
that's the shitty part, I guess.
It's what the loved one would have wanted.
There you go.
Yeah,
I like it.
Oh,
wait, hold on. There's still so Norway is still trying to outlaw whaling, but they still do it, and it's 2024.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you can still whale. You can still whale in Japan too.
Am I the only one
crazy.
where old ninjas like flashing green and red?
Yeah,
Yes.
you are.
Oh.
You also,
he's like the only person that's like flashing green and red for me.
You could be on acid right now. Are you on acid right now?
Exactly.
Is that what's going on?
Share.
I don't think there's any pits in this.
Did you grab the wrong wine bottle, ma'am?
What? Oh my goodness!
I grabbed my bottle of Orphan Tears instead of wine.
All right, that was fucking crazy. Anyway, I didn't think I was gonna go that direction. Hold on, before I go to the next one.
Yeah.
Do you know what an air burial is?
Is that when they drop you from a plane?
No, it's actually where they it's done. I think it's in India where like they'll take your body and they put it like in a special place where like there's a bunch of vultures, and they'll leave your body out there, and like the vultures just have at it, and that's the air burial. Yeah.
That sounds a little extreme, but
I'm fine with being a snack.
Yeah, I mean technically you are consumed in your death. You're going to be consumed no matter what, whether it's by fire, by fucking dirt, mushrooms, bacteria, whatever. Bacteria is probably going to get you, but like that's a thing.
That's crazy.
I love all of the folks that have their bodies just kind of left on Mount Everest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, they just kind of basically mummify, and all the really athletic and go-getter kind of folks are passing these death
bodies,
zombies on their way up and down, and it just stays there. Like, it's not like they have the ability to really capture those bodies and bring them down and have some they're just there. I mean,
they probably do have the ability to do it, but also it's like, I think the Mount Everest thing, the experience, I think it is so cheapened by Western people by going up this mountain, but they can't really do it up by themselves. Nope. You know what I mean? Like, they need oxygen tanks, they need Sherpas, they need all this extra shit that they probably they can't do it themselves. Yeah. And I think that now it's kind of like it's almost like a circus. Like you'll sit there and you look at like base camp and it's all fucked up. There's like trash everywhere and shit. They just kind of fucked it up. Like, you're not, if you make it up Mount Everest and you're like some millionaire, billionaire, like, I'm not impressed because I know that your status gave you like extra, materials to do that. And it's like, you couldn't normally do that.
But even with all those perks, a lot of them still die.
Yeah, they still die.
A lot of them still get got. That mountain's still claiming bodies.
I'm not going up Everest, and I'm in pretty good fucking shape. So yeah.
I don't know. A bowl of spaghetti never left me frozen on a mountain, so I'm pretty happy.
Wait, say that spaghetti. What?
I said a bowl of spaghetti never left me frozen on a mountain, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, that's true. I'm good.
There you go. there was another wild ass episode of Dan to Dan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mild
Every,
compared
every
to
fucking week, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where it's going to go from 1 minute to the next. But goddamn, this show is dank as they come. Lily, I mean, I know you're watching this. What are your thoughts? I don't even know if you want to talk about the latest episode or the show overall. Tell me what you think.
I feel like the most recent episode was fairly tame compared to the one previous to it.
Yeah. Somebody said it was filler. That's gone a little too far, but yeah, go ahead.
It's not quite filler. There is
No,
definitely
no.
storyline. Like, you wouldn't have known what the mantis shrimp backstory was. Also, didn't really care what the mantis story's backstory
That's
was.
the thing. Yeah, they kind of try to pull at heartstrings, and I'm like, yo, that wasn't silky. I'm just saying it wasn't
Yeah,
that sad. Like, the fuck? He didn't sell his body for money.
Mhm.
So
Question. It is, yes, Turbo Granny was like stupid fast, right? 100 km/h Granny. That's what she was known for. You're telling me this entire time she's been around for hundreds of years. She never learned how to fight, but acrobatics he did.
Yeah.
I guess they never really alluded to like when Turbo Granny died. I guess it would be like what decade, or like what she was doing, or like why she was fast. I don't know. There's probably like every single one of the yokai in the show are like based upon like real yokai like lore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it's just like the one previous to this, the aliens. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I cannot watch it at work, like while I'm working. I'm afraid someone's
Yeah, it's like
behind
robot
me.
dicks, you know?
Yeah, and like I was listening to it. I know I'm not supposed to, but I was listening to it while I was at work. And then I heard that scene with the aliens like powering up the mantis shrimp. And I was
Yeah.
like, nope, gotta
Yeah.
put my camera down. Gotta put my phone down. But like, there's no way I can explain this in like an appropriate way.
Nope.
But like, it really is like the concepts behind it is really cool. It is kind of weird that, like, okay, I hate Ira.
Yes.
I hate her so much.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just funny though. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
The whole man should never see me naked before before our wedding day. Then why are you wearing like Victoria's Secret lingerie? Like, I'm sorry, that is not the lingerie of somebody who's saving themselves for marriage. Where's the granny panties? Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is not the behavior. And it's just like,
She's the chosen one, though.
chosen by what? An angel? The Victoria's Secret angels? But it's like, her powers are really cool. I do like that she has the ability to fight, and I found it really cool that the situation that they were put in, that Turbo Granny is really fast but can't fight for shit. Acrobatic Silky isn't that fast but knows how to fight.
Yep.
And well, the only role that Momo really plays is just holding her hands out so that other people can do cool shit.
Yes.
And so, like, I thought it was a really cool scenario that they got put in where they needed to be fast and fight, but neither one of them had both. So they had to work together to actually get this done.
And they had to do it basically nude.
Oh, yeah. And, like, the whole with Momo, where she's, like, underwater and, like, looking at the merged, basically Godzilla, Loch Ness Monster. Where she's, like, holding her breath and just, like, come here, like, come fight me. That was so badass.
Wonderful. I will say this. I got a theory, and I'm going to go full tinfoil hat conspiracy on this. I could be way off. I've not read any manga or whatever, so it is what it is. I think the former crush of Momo that we see at the end, I think some kind of way he either has or wants Okarune's ball. I think some kind of way the testicle is coming back.
I think he's getting powers. So
something.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
Because you got to think about it. You got to even it out. You can't have 3 yokai powered teenagers and have one psychic, I think he's gonna be the psychic.
Maybe.
Because technically, Granny is the psychic, but she's not really relevant to the storyline except for like the one Turbo Granny episode.
Hey,
What I love about Granny is she's uncomfortably hot, but also still very Granny. In terms of she'll smoke her cigarettes, she watches her soaps, and you know what I mean. And she's very serious about Momo doing that impersonation of her favorite actor.
I have got beef with Granny's fashion sense because she is dressed for no season.
Yeah.
You're wearing a jacket with no, like, yes, you look hot, right? That's fine. How are you comfortable? Because the top of you's got to be sweating and the bottom's got to be freezing.
hey,
You're wearing
she's
top
dressed
of
for
a
cuffing.
turtleneck.
She's dressed for cuffing season.
A cardigan, like shirt, jacket on top of it, and no pants.
Yes.
You're
Because
not
anime.
dressed for the occasion.
She's got leg warmers. Just saying.
You got to keep them ankles toasty.
No, it's like the leg warmers. They go from like her thighs to her ankles. I guess whatever. I'm rocking it. I appreciate what she's wearing. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You can appreciate it, but also acknowledge that it's a dumb fucking outfit. Like
It's dumb.
but it's a dumb outfit. There's no way you're comfortable in that.
But why is she the only one that knows that unique smell that we all have fucking smelled before of fucking sour milk? Like sour milk is so distinctive.
Yeah, shit is gross.
Everybody has smelled like what sour milk smells like. You know what I mean? And she's the one that recognized that, only one that recognized that smell. I was like, how the fuck are y'all just smelling that funkiness and not knowing what it is?
Well, I think because probably in Japan they probably don't drink that much milk like we do in America.
You know what? You got a good point.
But think about like basically all the Japanese foods that you ever eaten. Like, how many of them have like cheese in it or milk? It's like yeah, you get a California roll has like, what is it? There's something in there that's like milk related. Yeah,
Cream cheese.
Most shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, thing. I think it's a little fortified the fact that the entirety of the school caught them naked on top of each other. Probably sweaty as shit. Shower scene. I feel like this is a show that would 100% put a shower scene in if it
It would be a bath scene, the Japanese bath scene. Yeah.
Yes.
This is the show that would have put in, hey, by the way, like,
it's flirting with prison school style, like, ecchi kind of stuff, ecchi comedy at times, but then it also go really, really hard on the heartstrings. So I love it.
This
it's
is
wild.
Where you're like, oh yeah, I watch it for the plot.
It's the plot.
It's kind of just hentai with a plot. Like, at this point.
It's not. I wouldn't call it hentai.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
There was a whole ass RoboCop.
there was. That shit was funny though. Yeah.
I mean, it's not Tokyo Gore Police, but I mean, I guess.
All right.
I think it could easily be, like, if they really wanted to,
For sure.
They're like a solid 3.5 steps away from being hentai at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I think Prodigy has something to say. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I got a dip, but y'all keep it moving. I will check y'all next week. Good shit.
Oh shit!
All right, good seeing you, man.
God damn! I'm about to raise up the stuff.
I mean, bring it up.
People have been asking about us, about what we think. I think it's time that we should let the people know. I mean, I don't think all of us have played it, but the game dropped last Friday, Thursday or Friday?
Yeah.
And that's Marvel Rivals, the Overwatch 2 clone killer or clone, depending on your point of view.
Yeah.
It's available, I think, on everything except for like the Switch. It's probably going to be on the Switch in like a month. But this one has been kind of a doozy. I mean, I downloaded it like the night of. I know our boy B-Boy Frost was all over this. Like literally, I think he had early access or some shit.
Yeah, we both did. And so like I talked about it, for early access or for, the beta. And
I was about to say, did you play the beta or
yeah. And I really liked it. Like I talked about it, a few weeks ago on the podcast. I thought it was really good. And I'm glad that it's getting accolades now. Like the user count for the game has been pretty incredible, and it's getting decent reviews. I think IGN gave it like an 8, which is warranted. It's been good so far. I think the roster alone, it's like 33 characters, I believe. That's like a lot, and they all play like pretty differently. So yeah, I had fun playing the beta, and I know that they've added on to that. So I'm glad that the hero shooter genre isn't dying, because we just had Concord just died a early death. I think they could have fixed Concord. Like honestly, I played the beta of Concord as well, and I had a lot of fun after I found like the character that I wanted to play as. But yeah, I think Marvel Rivals it is a better game than Concord, and I'm glad that folks are having fun with it. So did y'all play it?
Yeah, I have been playing it. It was different for me because I have not played Overwatch since the first game.
Yeah,
like I think the very first rendition of the game, like before there was a major update. I still have it too, even though it's apparently there's no more Overwatch 1. It's all Overwatch 2.
Yeah, that was annoying.
But
yeah.
So I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So I had to remind myself, it's not like a Call of Duty or like a Fortnite. Yeah, it's not Fortnite because Fortnite's Battle Royale. Even though it kind of looks like Fortnite, but it was like totally different as far as like shooting. It's like a PvP objective-based game, and I totally forgot what that was even like.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit! I'm like, oh, I have to work together. I don't need to get like I mean, yeah, you should work for MVP or like top of the lobby or whatnot, but you have a team. You gotta back your team up. So I was like, okay, I got to change the way I play. And then like there's 33 fucking characters, but like the characters are divided into categories. Basically, your tank, your healer, and your like soldier / warrior or whatever
DPS,
they call it. They call it a strategist, a duelist, and I forgot what they call the tanks. Anyway, they call it basically their tanks.
The tankist.
And like
I don't know.
Yeah,
I forget.
I mean, they all have I feel like they all have the tried and true like similarities. Like healers are kind of quick, but they're super squishy. Like they always have the least amount of health, but they give out health. And like the duelists are like the more all around kind of like in the mix kind of characters. And the tanks are the slow movers, but they deal out punishing attacks. But they takes them a minute to get there. So I feel like there's a decent amount of I guess character roster to get you what you want. But the thing is, like you were saying, even though they're in certain categories, each character plays pretty fucking differently. And I was very surprised by this. I was just like, well, what do I do? Like, I don't know if I'm doing enough damage or what the fuck.
Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah, okay,
yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I was just like super weird. Like, it's hard to tell if I'm doing damage or if I'm doing like enough, and like, because it's very chaotic. Like the gameplay is like super chaotic, especially if you're doing like the escort missions. Everything's all up in the mix. But like after like a match or two, I was all about it. And the thing is, it's not just like the characters. The game has a lot of features out to them. Like you can sign up day one for like a tournament. There's like a tournament tab, so you can sign up and create your team, your logo, set up your it gives you time to assemble your team. No pun intended. It was just like super weird, and like there's a battle pass. Day one, there's like a bunch of free stuff you can get. The website, or at least their Facebook site, was giving out free codes for new costumes. If you're on PlayStation, there's exclusive PlayStation stuff with codes out there. Like it was just like a ton of stuff in a very short period of time. So I was just like, oh shit.
I mean, I think it's smart because like the only way, there's a couple of ways you can get different skins in the game, but like the main way is by buying them, because it's a free to play game, which what I said, this is how you could have fixed Concord. It's just make it fucking free to play. Easy fix. And, have skins to buy and stuff like that. I mean, Fortnite shows you that model works. But yeah, you can pay but the skins are kind of expensive. Like they're like $13 or $14 or something like that to buy a skin. So giving out codes early on is like giving them, like the first hit of crack. It's like, here you go, like here's a free one, and here's a bunch of other cool ones. Because there's some really cool skins that I've seen out there that you have to grind through heavily or buy it. And so if that model works for them, which I think it's going to, because I think a lot of younger kids are going to play this game, and they're going to figure out a way to like, sucker their parents to give them money to buy skins.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And like, so even though you can buy skins, there's a way to like earn free stuff. I'm assuming like at least a free skin that I haven't gotten one yet, but there's free stuff in the battle pass. You don't have to buy the battle pass to get certain items in the battle pass, but you do have to play to earn enough, I guess, game currency to buy it. So it's like, oh, okay. So there's a little something for everyone in there. And like Corliss was saying, like each character plays different and sometimes vastly different. And like the game tracks almost everything you do as far as how long you've been playing, the longest character you've used, kill death ratio, obviously, like how many times you played on a certain map, how many times you win on the map, how many times you win and lose, like a ton of stuff. It's like 2 pages worth of stats. I'm just like, holy snap. And like each character, you can do like a tutorial for that character. So it shows you how to kind of use them. But also what I noticed when you look at if you don't want to do the tutorial, you can just look at their moves and they'll show you what their moves look like in these little like movies. And then it tells you a combo you can do. It tells you, like, oh, here's a suggested combo. And it shows you what you can do in the combo. So I was like, oh, so I was like playing and I was like getting my ass whooped. And like I went and looked at the combo. So I used Black Widow. And I'm like thinking, she really doesn't have a whole lot of hands. Because like if she's in the mix, like she's not really winning. But she has a powerful ass sniper. So she's basically a Widowmaker from Overwatch. She's this powerful ass sniper. And if you have like a healer, like if you headshot them, they're dead. 1 shot. If you have a duelist, 2 shots, they're dead. And then like a tank, 3 shots. 3 well-placed shots, they're dead. Like I was like, holy shit. And I was doing what the suggested combo said to do. And I was just outside the battle and I was just sniping into the circle, killing everybody. Like I had my most win streaks and my most kill streaks with that character. And I thought she was the weakest one. And it worked out pretty well, actually. So it's a lot of shit you can do.
That's how you know it's a good game when they, if you can change your play style and you can still be pretty powerful as a character. And like I said, like all the characters they're really different. And like, playing as, Adam Warlock is way different from playing like the fucking Punisher, so.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the healers as well, too, because there's not that many healers. And the one that people are kind of like, well, no, before I get into this, but the one that people are using and talking about because she's kind of new is Luna Snow. I guess she's an X-Men, I think, but she has ice powers and like she can move very fast. But she's a support character, but she can fucking put smackdown on people if you use it quickly. So I read the combos again with her and like I was like, okay, let me see if I can kill someone. And sure enough, I got like 3 kills in a row just by following the combo advice. I was just slapping the shit out of people while I'm healing my team because she has this one move where you can literally throw like your power at an ally. It will heal an ally, but it'll also go through them and it will hit whoever's behind them. So you can take damage to an enemy and heal a person at the same time. I was like, holy shit. Like it was crazy. And she moves fast because she gives herself ice skates. So she can skate to the area very quickly and get into the action very quickly. However, I guess the drawback is she doesn't have a whole lot of health, so she's very squishy. But she has like enough arsenal to keep herself alive and her team alive. So I was surprised when I used her. Like I thought I was gonna like dive. I just wanted to check her out, but then like reading the combo shit again kept me alive and kept me in the play. And I was like, holy shit, this actually works. I get my second most kills with her. So I was like, oh, it's actually pretty interesting. And there's still a shit ton of characters I have not even used yet. So
yeah, so
I've been enjoying it pretty well.
Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to play like the full release game. So I think it was like I don't know when the fuck the game came out. It was like last week or whatever. I sat down to go play it, and I needed an update, which took a while. And then I also needed an update to my PS5. That took a while, and I was just like, you know what? Like, it was already late, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do something else. I think I played my Steam Deck So, but I was not happy. I don't, because I had like a short power outage, and because of that, like because usually like it'll update on its own, like kind of overnight. But because I had the power outage, I had like 3 or 4 updates to my PS5 that I had to do, and it just took a while. It sucks. It's just like that's the world we're living in.
Yeah,
today.
that sucks. You got it because you're sitting and waiting to get to the action. You're like, what's going on here? Yeah, I mean, you're probably good now, but I think there was an update Monday, but it should be cool now. But there's some stuff because they made some fixes. There's some bug fixes I think they did Monday night. So I mean, from what I've been doing, it's been pretty good. The one thing though is B-Boy who's been playing the game. He's been whooping ass as Captain America, and I tried Captain America, and personally, I think he's kind of ass because I keep getting fucking slapped. And I'm just like, dude,
he just sucks because you suck.
Maybe I suck with him, like with the girls. I'm slapping the shit out of people. But with Captain America, I can't do nothing. I just keep getting beat up, and so like, but with Black Widow and Luna Snow, and then I was snapping. Oh, and Penny Parker, like that one is crazy because she's a giant. She's a giant mech. She has a giant spider mech. She can drop she can drop like sentry mines or prox mines, and then she pops out like a spider nest that spits out more fucking mines over time. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then if you put a web around her, it adds I think it adds damage or it like heals itself or some shit. So you're able to lock down an entire area with one character. I'm like, dude, this thing's fucking awesome. So I was slapping people with Penny Parker for sure. So it's just so much shit.
I haven't played the game myself, but my best friend played it, and she was talking about how her main is Jeff.
The shark. That's the one I want to talk about. The land shark. Yeah, Jeff is an asshole.
For you page is like fuck anybody who plays Jeff.
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, it's all fun and games until a tiny land shark takes you into a whirlpool and then throws himself off the cliff. You can't even escape that.
Yeah. They're probably gonna nerf that at some point.
Mm-hmm. That's hilarious though. Yeah, it's funny because like when he's like swimming on the land, quote unquote, I think he's invulnerable. But it's funny because he like talks, kind of like when he's like swimming, he like sings, he hums the tune of Jaws as he hits the shit. So I'm like cracking up laughing. I'm fucking laughing at this fucking little. He's like a shark puppy. He's got like 4 legs like a puppy, but he has a shark's buddy. It's like super weird, but it's funny.
Well, there was a war of land sharks, and then Gwen? No, it was the Pink's Deadpool.
Gwenpool?
Oh,
yeah.
Gwenpool? Yeah.
Gwenpool adopted him, and then she was afraid she was getting canceled, so she gave him to Deadpool, and then Deadpool got canceled, and then it went to somebody else, and then it went to somebody else, and now he's like the mascot of the Avengers.
I mean,
do you think that if there's religion under the water and there's Christianity, do you think Jesus walks on land?
It's possible. Totally possible.
Totally
like,
possible.
Yeah.
Walk on water. We're all in water. What? I wonder if there's Jesus.
I mean, I figured their Jesus was Neymar, but I was just,
Or maybe he just walks upside down in water.
That too.
Like on the surface.
He just walks on air.
No, like it's upside, just like upside down. He just touches the top of the water and then just walks that way.
Yeah, it's like what the Olympic swimmers do when they do synchronized swimming. They like are upside down, so it looks like they're walking on the surface of the water.
they're water benders. I'm convinced.
That's pretty awesome.
What'd you say, Lily?
Imagine getting sunburns on the bottom of your feet, though.
I mean,
that'd take a long time.
The rest of your body.
That's gonna be awful.
That'd be awful. Yeah.
Because
you got to walk on. Because you got to walk on your feet, man.
Just wear comfy shoes. Just wear slip-ons.
But you still got to put.
You got to walk on your feet in sand.
Oh, in sand, that's different.
Well, this is funny because like Lily, I mean, like me and Old Ninja are a little bit more melanated than you are. So like sunburn is like, huh?
Yeah, I'm all sunburned. I've actually never been sunburned, and I've been in 8 hours of like scorching heat.
I've had like healed. I can get, what do you call it? like a heat rash on like just one, like the inside of my elbow,
yeah,
but that's it.
I think
Like,
I've had that too. That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never
that
been
was it for me
sunburned.
too. Everybody else is like holding umbrellas. They're covering themselves with like lotion, like slapping, like they bathe in that stuff. I'm like, what's all this stuff for? I'm just like there.
Clearly, do still get sunburned. It just doesn't happen as often. I usually tan way faster than I sunburn. But, like, I went on a trip to Florida for 4 days in shorts and a tank top for every single one of those days. I barely got tanned. I was so fucking angry about that. But I have like the weirdest tan now because I had a tank top with a backpack on, so I had 2 separate straps of sun, like
and then a big box on your back. It's just like,
tank top.
yeah.
So like it was kind of tank top, but still it was like the weirdest tan lines. And like you could see my Converse left tan lines, so I have like high top tan lines.
You have a Converse tan for free. Just walk around with no shoes. Just everyone's like, "Oh, those are cool Converse. Where'd you get those?"
All right, moving on. Probably the last
Hmm.
thing because I need to rest because tomorrow's gonna be a very long day for me.
For sure.
Same.
Yeah. So Arcane Act 3. Have you both
Mm.
watched that?
I have not seen it yet. No, I gotta
Oh,
wait. I have seen Skeleton Crew though. Have you watched that?
I need to watch that.
Oh,
Lily, you seem confused. What were you talking about?
What do you mean Act 3? Was Arcane coming out in like episodes, like weekly episodes?
It was in like chunks of
No.
3.
mhm.
Oh, so I
Yeah.
binge watched.
Yeah, you binge watched it after all of it came out. So yeah.
Then I've seen it.
All right. Well, I don't want to spoil it for Owen. I'll give him another week because that.
Yeah, I'll actually probably watch them tonight. Oh, so another thing. Did either of you watch Secret Level? That came
Yes.
out like
Yes.
Sunday.
Earlier.
Yeah, I watched
So-
binge the whole thing yesterday.
Oh, I didn't watch the last 2, and apparently there's more on the way.
Yes.
'Cause not all of it was out.
No, because
Oh,
we're
what the
missing
fuck?
we're missing God of War. We're missing. We're missing the Concord one. There's a bunch of other ones that are missing.
Yeah, there's a few that are missing. I heard there's like a Mass Effect one or some shit or something similar to some big franchise. So like I'm like, oh shit, and it already had like a good amount. The thing was that I didn't know is that each episode's like anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, they're
So
short.
not that long.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I didn't watch the Keanu Reeves one. I know.
it's not out
I
yet.
watched the Warhammer one.
Yeah,
That's why
that
as far
one's
as I
good.
got. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm like-
some crazy stuff.
Warhammer 40K. When did that come out? Because
I think Sunday.
I'm like actually up to date on something. I
Yeah.
just got it out again, and I haven't had a TV. Like I haven't been able to use my TV in like 3 months, so I've just been binge watching stuff. Then I was like, oh, this. So I didn't know that was still like relevant.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
literally just came out.
Just came out, and it's been really cool because honestly, it's kind of like a tech demo for the Unreal Engine, but I'm not complaining because one of the things in there, one of the shows is basically Unreal Tournament, which is dope because one of the I forget the guy's name, but the robot he's in Unreal Tournament. And it was a cool throwback for me to like seeing like the Razor jacket put in and like all these like the rocket launchers and the impact gun and all this stuff. Like it was such a throwback to like a bygone era because this is like the early 2000s, like late 2000s like era of like Unreal Tournament. And it even goes in like the 90s because I think the first Unreal Tournament was maybe like 99. So yeah, it was just good to see them. Like almost anybody, we ask them like, "Hey, what's Unreal?" They'll talk about like the engine, but like no, these used to be games. Like the first Unreal game was like kind of like one of the first sort of open world first person shooters to come out, and graphically it was fucking insane back then. It probably looks like shit today, but and then Unreal Tournament came out, and that was like the competition version of it, and it was so much fun, you know.
You and I talked about it earlier today, but like I like the show, but I don't know any of these video games.
Yeah.
I'm watching it, and I shit you not, I was watching the Zan episode with the Unreal Tournament.
Unreal Tournament, yeah.
Rob's backstory. Rob from the robot from that's not from, but it's in Super Smash Bros.
Oh, Robbie.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm like, Rob's backstory.
No, it's not Robbie. Yeah,
No, and then, until they started chanting Zan, and I was like, okay, I
yeah.
don't know what the fuck like it.
X for
Like,
N. Yeah.
like the only game that I think I've ever played that's in secret level was Dungeons and Dragons, and that was 2 separate one shots. The first one shot I never actually finished, and then another one shot that was like a year ago, and then Pac-Man, and I haven't gotten to the Pac-Man episode
Dude,
yet.
that fucking I think Pac-Man might be the best one. Like that shit is.
That was the most disturbing one. That
Yeah,
was disturbing.
I don't want to give it away, but it's like that shit was fucked up. I was like, man, it's dark, really dark.
Mhm.
Now I need to have a Pac-Man game in that universe, like because it was amazing. And then
That
obviously,
was super crazy.
yeah, and the Space Marine one. I'm sorry, Warhammer 40,000. I call it Space Marine because the one guy's in it from the fucking game. But yeah, it was really good. Like the fact that them just like coming down and just like wrecking shop because that's what Space Marines do. Like they will come down and cause city or countrywide devastation to a planet. One of them, huh?
That's what Marines do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, watching a single Marine just like take out like a tank, like with ease, it's
Oh yeah, and they did.
yeah, they
did
just
so easy.
fuck shit up.
It's crazy. That was crazy. Oh, also, actually, I did like the first episode is the Dungeons and Dragons episode.
So
That
I
was
think
actually pretty
I think it depends on like, it's not the same because you guys watched it in a different order than I did, which is kind of weird because Lily, you were talking about how you didn't see Pac-Man yet, and you're like one, but I saw Pac-Man was like the second to last one for me.
Oh yeah, no.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dragons, the Yakuza one.
Oh, Shifu.
Triad, Sifu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I really liked that one. I don't remember. I was like falling asleep while watching these. But yeah, Pac-Man's the last one for me.
Yeah, that one's crazy. Yeah, so the Sifu
was
one was interesting because it's literally like they take scenes from the actual game, and that's what's really neat to see in like a movie format or a show format.
That's kind of what I interpret as the entire show. It's just like cutscenes that don't actually exist but put together.
They're not all like that. So like the one that's Warhammer 40,000, it's like kind of before he went into like Space Marine 2. So maybe it was like in between like Space Marine. No, yeah, it had been like in Space Marine 1, I guess.
I've never played games.
Yeah, then the one for Unreal Tournament, like that isn't. There's certain scenes that are definitely levels in the game, like especially the one that had like the 2 towers. Like that's like the best sniping level that there is in the game because basically you can just sit in like one of the 2 towers and just like try to snipe while folks run across to like try to get kills. It's really fun with Capture the Flag because there's a flag on either side. You just snipe everybody to death. It's fun.
I did love this. That it was like the Dungeons and I liked watching the show or watching the episodes and trying to guess what it is because I don't know what these games are. So I'm sitting there like, is this like a specific D&D-esque game or is it just D&D?
Yeah.
Mm.
Just
That's a good question. D&D's been around for a long time, so yeah, I was like talking to my little cousin about, it could have been a latest one, it could have been one from a couple of years ago. I don't even know.
It is a specific name. It's the Queen something because it's in the title of the episode.
So the one that had me cracking up was the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. That shit was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that one was great.
The King Axion or whatever his name was, where he couldn't die. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was talking so much shit, and then he kept getting slapped. That shit was hilarious.
You didn't see that one yet, Lily?
Thinking.
You definitely know. Yeah, like okay, you know from the voice because it's very obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and it was crazy. That shit was crazy.
And he couldn't die.
Yeah, he couldn't die because he keeps getting killed, but then he resurrects on the beach.
Oh, yeah, I hated that episode.
Oh, so
that episode was funny.
That episode was hilarious. It was hilarious.
I was just really the first couple times it was cool, and then I just got really annoyed with his arrogance.
That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole point. He was super arrogant, but then he learned a valuable lesson. Apparently, years had passed as he tried to train up and to defeat the king, and he still gets mollywopped. I fucking couldn't stop laughing. That shit
Yeah.
was fucking hilarious. I was like, damn, that was hilarious.
And then there's a lesson at the end. He becomes a decent guy at the end. So you know.
Yeah, he learned his lesson.
I wish it was a little bit longer. It didn't just end with, hey, you know, am I allowed? Has it been out long enough for me allowed to say?
No, you don't give away the end. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's
Don't
been 3 days. Yeah,
It has been 3
We
days,
wanna
but
give
I don't
people-
want to. Yeah, give him a couple days, a couple more days.
Like,
Yeah,
I just felt like there was at least 5 more minutes of episode that needed to be added to prove that he didn't do one thing.
yeah.
I guess.
Well, they're all like a lot of the episodes are kind of like they don't really have an ending. So
Hmm.
The Zan tournament,
the what?
Zan Unreal Tournament one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't really an ending. Wasn't really an ending either. If you think about it, at the end, like you want to see
It's
what
like-
happens. You want to see what happens next, though.
Yeah, but it's the ending of an arc.
Well, yeah, but it's like I want to see what
And,
happens
like-
next. So
The one had an ending.
which one?
The Yakuza one.
Sifu.
Oh yeah,
Sifu.
Sifu.
You keep
had
calling
an
it. You
ending.
keep calling it Yakuza. If anything, it would be a triad.
Hmm.
Oh. I don't remember
They're Chinese.
the Sifu one. That one had an ending. The D&D one didn't.
Oh yeah, the D&D one definitely went on to like another stage.
Yeah.
Like you're left on a cliffhanger, which is fine. I was okay with it. Like okay, what happened to that kid was like kind of crazy. I was like, there was a lot of shit happening in that very short. It was like literally 10 minutes. There's a lot of shit packed in that 10 minutes. I was like, holy shit.
I felt like there was like it with that Arnold episode with the Immortal Island. It just felt like there wasn't enough. Like everything else, like every other episode, I felt like there was enough to get the story moving along and to like actually want you to like feel that itch of that hanger. I did not get that same sensation with the island episode.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't the best episode. But overall, I think Secret Level did a really good job. I had a lot of fun watching it and all the different kinds of content that was made. So, I really enjoyed it. It's fun. So if you're listening to the podcast, check out Secret Level. It's just fucking fun.
Yeah, there's a good one.
Mega Man episode.
What? Yeah, they're going to release, I think next week they're going to release another chunk of games. Yeah, they're missing Mega Man, God of War, what was the Rubicon game? The mech game with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, that
Armored Core. Yeah, Armored Core.
Armored Core was on there, like, for me. I didn't watch it, but it was on there.
It was on there for me.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Huh.
Yeah, it was on there. The ones that's not on there is Concord, Mega Man, and I think there's a couple more. There's probably going to be a bunch more. If they're 10 minutes long, I can see them popping up a bunch of them. So
yeah, it should be fun.
I forgot
anyway,
one of the games there was in.
We do have to wrap because I actually need to rest my body.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, Lilith, what do you got going on this weekend? Populating, excruciating, blowing up, whatever.
Tomorrow I have a tattoo appointment to finish up my leg. And this weekend I actually have to figure out what actually happened with my furnace because my furnace like stopped working today. But yeah, I came home to a 43-degree house. That was awful. But beyond that, actually, not this weekend, but I want to say it's in like 2 weeks. The Chainsaw Man movie and the Jujutsu Kaisen movie drop on the same day,
Oh,
and
shit.
I will I will be unreachable. But besides that, that's all I really got going on.
All right, cool. Cronus, what you got going on populating this weekend?
All right, so tomorrow I have my brown belt test in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So hopefully I get it. We'll see. I did a lot of, well, not a lot. I did some training with sequences and stuff with another brown belt. So hopefully next week I'll be a brown belt one step closer to black belt. That's the next belt is after brown is black. So yeah, I'm pretty good at Jiu Jitsu at this point. That'll be a definite like milestone in my life. But I've loved being a purple belt for this long. This has been my favorite belt so far. Has been purple because I could just kind of fuck around and do whatever. But when I get to brown, I got to be a little bit more serious. So that's gonna kind of suck. I can't play games anymore, people. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the challenge and just progressing. The past couple weeks for me, I've actually been really good. Made a lot of progress in my personal life. 2025 has the potential to be good, but it's not really hard because this year has literally been the worst year of my fucking life. So I've had other events in my life that happened that have been pretty shitty, but never a span of like just solid shit for like a year. But yeah, I'm turning that around, and next year, if everything goes right, I'm gonna take some time to myself, probably single still, and I might do what my beautiful daughter did and go on a cruise by my goddamn self because I deserve it. Goddamn it.
Yes, you do.
Vacations are the best. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still do whatever you want. Just don't kill nobody.
Yeah. Book club. I didn't forget about it. The Land Founding is the book to read. We're going to talk about it next week on the podcast. I've been kind of slacking on doing the updates for the podcast, like the clips and stuff, because I've just been busy with like other shit. But I'm going to be back to doing that regularly scheduled, 5 or 6 days a week, with content for the podcast. I'm going to love to talk about the book with you if you have a chance to finish it. So I've already finished it and I'm on to the next book. So yeah, that's all I've got.
Damn. For me, I haven't done it yet, but I plan on checking out this Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Some people, IGN already put it as like Game of the Year contender. It's only been out. There's also another game, I think was a Genshin Impact or something. Something else that came out really recently was like Game of the Year contender. But I do want to play the game. I talked to someone that actually played it. They said it's really, and they don't even play these type of games. They really, really, really like it. I was like, what the fuck? Coming from you, that was high praise from my friend. So I really want to check this out. I will definitely be playing more Marvel Rivals. So I want to learn some of these characters. I definitely want to pick out Hawkeye because he looks like he's got some pretty powerful shit.
He's basically what was the guy in Overwatch with the bow and arrow? I forget his name. No, Hans.
I know what you're talking about. Was it Genshi or something like that, or Gen something?
I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. The guy with the kimono or not?
Yeah, I forget his name though. Somebody's gonna be so mad yelling at us, but we can't hear you, so whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I do want to get better with him.
I want to say it's Hanzo.
Was it Hanzo? Anyway, I do want to get better with him. I haven't used Storm yet. There's like so many characters. I want to use Storm and a couple other. Oh, definitely Adam Warlock because he can resurrect people. That's pretty cool.
It is Hanzo.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of characters I still want to try. So I'm play that out. I'm probably gonna bite the bullet and see Craven on like Monday. This will probably be the end of the Venomverse. As I say, I'm using air quotes here, Venomverse. Whatever. I'm not that enthused about it, but I have family that want to see it, and I told them I'd probably go with them, even though I'm not really excited. I'm just like, ho hum. I'm expecting like another Sony, just like Jackson Pollock, just all over the screen. I'm not like that enthused. I do want to check out I don't know if you've seen this, Cronus, the Dune Prophecy show. I plan on watching this shit.
Oh yeah, I'm caught up. So.
Oh, you caught up. Okay, yeah. I plan on watching some of that shit this weekend. It looks pretty fucking interesting. People are already talking about it, all the buzz. I want to see what that's about. And then sometime this weekend, check out our Twitter or our Twitch account. We'll probably be running the Ghost of Tsushima raid. It'll probably be me, Prodigy, and some friends. So be on the lookout. Probably by like, I don't know, maybe on Monday it'll probably be up. Maybe Sunday night, but we'll see. I'm really liking Sheldon Crew. I'm probably just gonna be like trying to stay warm because it's gonna be raining here in the Bay. and that's kind of it for me.
Lily looks down in disgust, trying to stay warm.
I mean, it's
not even freezing.
Yeah, you're literally like almost at freezing, but it's only 55 here, but it still feels cold to me. So don't judge me.
I'm pretty sure it's like degrees outside right now. There's an actual.
Yeah. I think we dropped to 40, 49. Did we drop to 49? Anyway.
It was
it
was in the 70s today in Chula Vista.
Oh, not up here. It was 60. It was literally 60, 6.0 up here. But snow. Oh no, we're at 53. Ooh, chilly. All right. You just experienced Black and Black Times Infinity, the Dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with B's and BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Anywhere you consume your social medias or media or whatever. Just know that every Wednesday, 8:30 Pacific-ish time, we go live on YouTube and simulcast on Twitch. Just look for us with B's and BTI. We may have some stuff coming to our Discord server pretty soon. You can check us out there. You can email us at bsmbti if you want to join the server. Just let us know that you listened, and we'll probably shoot you an invite. Just remember to include your Discord name or whatnot. And then, check out our official website, bidheadproductions.com/bsmbti.
Mija tiene dos gatos. Adios.
I see Warrior Fredo.